Great to be joined by Dale Arnold, who is the author of If These Walls Could Talk, the Boston Bruins. And we've seen a number of these books, and I'm friends with a lot of people who've written these books, and I find that most of you authors enjoy the process. What did you enjoy about writing this?
I had a blast. It was a bucket list thing of mine. I always wanted to write a book. Triumph Books came to me out of the blue, sent me an email and said, hey, would you consider writing a book about the Bruins? And I said, yes. I didn't ask how much. I didn't ask how many words. I didn't ask what the pay was. I just said yes. It took me about 9 months to write it from start to finish. 80,000 words, 368 pages, and I had a blast doing it.
All right, so you look up at the banners, and you obviously experienced the most recent championship as a broadcaster, but you go back to 70 and 72, and I'm sure you experienced those as a fan. As you're writing the book, how do you balance that? Because there are different experiences following a team as a fan versus following a team as a broadcaster.
Totally different. And what I tried to do for the most part is do it through the eyes of the people involved. You know, I talked to Bobby Orr and to Terry O'Reilly and to Ray Bourque and up through Patrice Bergeron and Zdeno Chara and others. The book isn't my voice as much as it's their voices. I did a lot of interviews. I talked to a lot of guys, and thankfully nobody said no. The hardest part was after you're done talking to a guy on the phone for 90 minutes, 2 hours, is you got to sit and transcribe the whole thing, but it was all worth it.
Is there anything you learned?
Oh, yeah.
Sort of a lot of things you learned, but what was most surprising, perhaps, something you picked up during these interviews that you didn't even know?
There was a story in the book that I don't want to give away because I want people to buy the book, but Sean Thornton gave me a behind-the-scenes story about what happened in the immediate aftermath of Marc Savard and Matt Cook. The night that the hit happened, when Sean never touched the ice again the rest of the night, wanted desperately to get out on the ice, but never touched the ice. And then what happened here in this building a couple of weeks later, when those same two teams met again. And it's an interesting behind-the-scenes look. After I wrote the thing, I called Sean up and I said, are you sure you want me to write it this way? And he said, I'm retired now. What are they going to do to me? So away we went.
Is there one recurring theme or one characteristic that ties generations of Bruins teams, something that's unique just to the franchise?
Yeah, there's a feel, and without exception, they all talk about the feel of being part of an Original Six franchise. It means so much to them. From coaches that I talked to, Bruce Cassidy talked about coaching an Original Six franchise, to players. I mean, Ray Bourque grew up as the biggest Montreal Canadiens fan in the world, grew up in Montreal, and in fact was outside the Forum the night of Too Many Men on the Ice. And then, 90 days later, he's being drafted by the Boston Bruins. As he said, my Montreal Canadiens fandom ended that day. But it meant so much to him to be part of an Original Six franchise. It's a recurring theme all the way up through the players of today.
Good stuff. Couldn't think of a better guy to write it. We wish you all the best. Obviously,
Appreciate
you can go to any place where you can buy books. And I'm hearing good things from you that it's high on the list.
Amazon today, in hockey books in North America, it was #2 in Kindle and #2 in print. So you guys are unbelievable. Thank you.
Let's get it to #1. You've got some time. The holidays are here. Dale Arnold, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tom.